Today is a big day for the Supra, so much so that honestly I've been waiting for this for a while now. I'm not even gonna like string you guys along. I'm just gonna show you exactly what we have today. And if you couldn't tell by the title and thumbnail, that's right guys, we have a downpipe. The most predictable and cliche mod for a B58 car, whether it's a Supra, whether it's an M340. Now just to catch you guys up really quickly if you haven't been following along, this Supra, we essentially restored it because it was pretty clapped, but recently we've been modifying it thanks to Keys Motorsports, so huge shout out and thank you to them for sending me out all these mods as well as this downpipe. So far on this car guys, we have H&R lowering springs, we have wheel spacers, and in terms of the engine bay, we have the Keys charge pipe, and we also have the MST intake with the clear cover. But again, today we have the MST high flow catted downpipe. So again, huge thank you to Keys. But anyways guys, a little more on this downpipe. So like I said, this is a high flow catted, so that does mean it has a catalytic converter inside. If you guys have been following the Supra since the beginning, you'll actually remember this car originally came with a catless downpipe, and since then I installed the OEM one. Now I know some people are gonna think I'm crazy for that because a lot of people prefer the catless downpipe, but I didn't want to go catless for a few reasons. So one, if you go catless, you get a check engine light. Now this car right now, the DME is locked. And I say right now because that might change in the future, subtle hint. If it wasn't locked though, we can easily tune it and then we can code out the check engine light. But regardless, even if we do that, the car will always say that the O2 sensors or whatever it is isn't ready, and I want to be able to pass New York emissions year after year with it. I know some people are gonna comment, say, I know this way, or I know a guy, or whatever it is, guys. I don't care what it is. I don't wanna deal with it. And guys, we can still get just as much power, supposedly, out of this high flow catted downpipe as a catless downpipe. And you better believe we'll put that to the test. Just be careful which catted downpipe you get because some of them will still cause a check engine light. This one from MST, you can see the logo right over there, guarantees no check engine light. So if you want to go high flow catted, that's what you obviously care about. Just make sure you get a good one like this MST one. So if you guys want this one, links down in the description below. Now something else I will say is obviously if you go high flow catted, you're not going to get as much sound as a catless downpipe. So this will make the car sound better, but it's not going to make it sound dramatically better like a catless for obvious reasons. But don't worry guys, because on the Supra, we're not going to stop with just a downpipe. We're going to do a full exhaust system. I'm still working out which one exactly I want to go for, but we will be doing something. So a full catback exhaust combined with this catted downpipe should sound insane. So let's not waste much time because if you guys can't tell, it is absolutely freezing. Don't let the sun fool you. It's like 20 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So we're just going to jump into installing this thing. Right in here, you guys can see the OEM downpipe. Normally you have a massive air box that blocks your view, but since I have the MST one, it's a little sleeker. It gets rid of all the stuff over here, so you can actually see down there. If you guys have a factory air box, you might have to remove it so you can access some stuff down there. But right in here, this is the clamp that holds on the downpipe to the turbo. So we're gonna have to undo that, remove it. We're gonna have to undo some bolts that are holding it on like to the side. For some reference, you guys will have it hold on over here to the turbo. You'll also have a, maybe you wanna call this like a bracket, and then you'll also have one bolt, one clamp holding it on to the rest of the exhaust. Now, if you guys know my car, you'll know mine is broken, so I don't really have to stress that as much, but it'll still be attached to the rest of the exhaust. So you might have to hammer it away. Now look, I've already done this technically because I removed the aftermarket one, the catless one, and I replaced it with the OEM one, which thankfully this car did come with when I bought it. It's a pretty easy process. If you guys know the N55, that one is way harder to do in my opinion. It's just tougher, it's tighter. This, you have a pretty good amount of room to maneuver. Like honestly, this would be a super easy job. What's gonna be the hardest part for me is dealing with this cold. It's also literally wet on the ground, so I'm gonna have to crawl around in the wet. But overall guys, if you're doing this in a garage, if you have a lift, if you have proper jacks and jack stands, this is a super easy job. Like it shouldn't take you more than an hour to do. Probably take you even less if you really know what you're doing. Guys, take a look at my hands. They're like red, dry, cracking. This is what I go through to film content in the middle of the winter. But anyways, we have the car up on jacks and jack stands. Anyways, from underneath, it's basically all undone. I removed that one nut holding the exhaust over here because we are gonna have to kind of hammer the exhaust away from the downpipe in order to remove it. But the last thing we have to do, guys, is unplug the O2 sensors. So you have two of them, basically one to sense the before and the after. At least that's how I can simplistically put it. And those are these right here, which I actually think are already a little undone. Yeah, they are. So I might need two hands for this. There we go, that's one down. All right, that's two. Oh, camera almost fell. So the reason why we want to remove these is because these are currently attached to the downpipe. They're also attached to the engine bay via some clips. So just disconnect those. This way, when we drop the downpipe, those connections don't get caught up and break, because those are very important. There it goes. All right, downpipe is down. Oh, I hate this. That took longer than it should have because of this agonizing cold, guys. Like, I kid you not, my hands are legit falling apart. But we have the original downpipe out. You guys can see the MST high flow catted downpipe next to the original. So this one, I believe, is a 6-inch diameter, whereas this one is a 4-inch. So that should help it flow a lot better. And again, give us some power output similar to a catless downpipe. And again, without a check engine light, any smells, or any issues when it comes to inspections, which that alone makes it worth it to me. By the way, I apologize if my nose is leaking right now. It's so freaking cold, oh my God. The things I do for YouTube. But anyways, just one last thing about these downpipes. It's just cool to see the catalytic converters. On the MST one, it goes from here to here. It's a bigger diameter, whereas the OEM one goes from here to here. So definitely much longer, but a more narrow diameter. I wonder if that's how they achieve the high flow, but also maintain no check engine light. I don't know. Regardless, it's gonna make it happen, and that's the most important thing to me. But now what we can start doing is removing the O2 sensors from this original downpipe, putting it onto the new one. One other thing, again, guys, this isn't a DIY, but it is an important step, so I just want to make sure I mention it. There is a gasket right over here on your original downpipe. If your new one doesn't come with one, which this one didn't, make sure you reuse your OEM one. Now, I would suggest just getting a new one and just doing that, because these do get a little brittle and can potentially break when you're taking off the original one. But I'm not gonna wait. The downpipe is already off and I don't wanna go ahead and order another one. But if you guys are gonna do this, I would just recommend doing that. But anyways, with that said, I'm gonna throw this downpipe into the car. All right, so quick update. We did manage to get the downpipe aligned down there, but then I was able to actually reach my hand through and pull the O2 sensors out so we can plug those in later, which I'll do in a bit. Now, the nice thing is, guys, having this MST intake, we have so much more room over here to work with. But again, if you have your original air box, I would highly suggest just removing it, because otherwise all this would be covered up. But right now, you guys can see we can easily access this. Of course, the stupid exhaust always gives me issues, so I'm struggling to get them aligned or inside each other. Pause. But yeah, I'm really struggling with that. I'm gonna try spraying with WD-40, which I have right over there, and see if we can get it inside, and then we'll hammer it in. Again, guys, I'm missing the clamp right over here, so I wanna make sure it's in properly. Now, I'm not stressing that clamp too much because I am gonna be getting an aftermarket exhaust, and the new exhaust will have its own clamp, because unfortunately that is vibrating again. So later in this video, if you hear some vibrations, just know that's what it is. Anyways, I know I keep on complaining about the cold, man, but it is so brutal. For those of you who are wondering, why don't you do this in a garage? This is just a situation I have. The house that I own in New York is a very expensive house, but I only have a small one-car garage, which is that one right over there. And I chose to convert that to a home gym because as a father of two, it's tough for me to go to the gym now. But I still want to keep on making YouTube videos. I still want to keep on making content. So I hope you guys can enjoy and appreciate this stuff. Despite whatever weather or situation, I still upload 2 videos every single week, and I try to make it good, genuine content. And honestly, a big reason I'm able to do that is because of Keys Motorsports. But if you guys appreciate it, if you guys enjoy it, if you guys value these videos, show me your appreciation by just dropping this video a like. You don't even have to donate or anything like that. I'm not asking for any money, just a like, so that way YouTube can know that you guys enjoy this video and push it out to more people who might also enjoy this video. That way I can get more views. More views means bigger channel, more revenue, all that type of stuff, and it'll cost you guys nothing. So please, before we go any further, drop this video a like. It would mean the world to me. But anyways, let's just keep on going. So what I'm gonna do now is tighten up everything from the top over here, reclip these in, tighten up the bracket from underneath at that point, and then try to get that exhaust in, which yeah, that's the part that's worrying me the most. So in an interesting turn of events, we are now in the X5 on our way to AutoZone to get a tailpipe extender tool. I don't know if it's the cold, guys, but the downpipe just will not go into the rest of the exhaust no matter what I do. Maybe if it was a hotter day, we'd have more flexibility in the tailpipe and all that. But regardless, I asked Gary from Keys Motorsports what he recommends, and he recommended an exhaust pipe extender. So I'm gonna get that. That should help us like extend it at least just a little bit so we can start sliding on the downpipe, and then we can hammer it the rest of the way in. Yeah, this is turning into more than I bargained for. Tailpipe expander acquired. So thanks to this simple tool, the downpipe is now, if you guys can see that, officially installed. This tool made that so much easier. Guys, I was struggling for so long trying to fit that thing in, but this expander tool, which literally is so simple, you just twist this clockwise and it expands the tailpipe of the exhaust. By the way, this is PPF for those of you who are new here, so don't worry. But yeah, this made it so much easier. Man, that was a cakewalk after this tool. Now let's hop inside the car, test it out, make sure we're not getting any check engine lights, and we'll go for a first drive. If you guys hear a bit of rattling, again, that's probably because where the downpipe connects to the exhaust, I couldn't clamp it down. These tires are so bad. It definitely sounds better, but it's not like a catless downpipe. A catless downpipe, once you install that downpipe, honestly, I think you're good for sound. This is a little louder than stock, but it's not enough if you want just sound. Now, obviously, guys, we're doing this for the power, and also, ooh, the burbles are a little louder too. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm in my head right now, but the car does feel punchier. Oh, and the burbles sound louder too. All right, I don't know if there's a placebo effect. Dude, no way. The burbles are definitely louder. Guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but also I don't know if you can see me either. But this is definitely louder than stock, man. There's an accident over there or something. Dude, the burbles for sure. Again, this isn't as much as like a catless downpipe, but all right, let's go this way because these people are driving really slow. Yeah. This definitely sounds louder. It's so addicting. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, I did let the car warm up a bit before I actually left. So no check engine light, no funny smells. We can pass New York emissions, no problem. Man, this is, I don't know, guys. I think this is the best downpipe, at least for someone in this situation. Look, if you guys don't have to stress emissions, inspections, and all that type of stuff, maybe you want to just go catless, but then you still have to deal with the smell. This just, it feels like OEM better. This, I don't know, I think it might be the best route to go. Again, guys, with the Supra, we're gonna be pushing more power. That's why we're putting charge pipes. That's why we're putting this down pipe. Just be patient with me. We will get there. Obviously, we have to take everything step by step. I'm just a one-man show. I'm not a shop. I can't do everything right away. You guys see the situation or the circumstances that I deal with, but we will get there. especially with the help of Keys Motorsports. It's so funny because normally with my cars, I feel like I do aesthetic stuff first, and then I'll do like lowering springs and exhausts. Whereas with the Supra, the very first mod that we did was H&R Sport Springs, wheel spacers, then we did an intake, a charge pipe, and now downpipe, and we technically haven't done any aesthetic mods to it so far. Definitely a change of pace for me, but anyways, if you guys want a better video about the sounds and all that, we'll get a lavalier mic, we can clip it on to the license plate right over here. I've seen people do it, and that way we can get some better exhaust sounds, because from inside the car, you really can't hear it as well. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been out here for way too long. My wife has plans, and I need to go shower because I smell like WD-40 and stress. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. And yeah, with that said, this video is pretty much done. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.